October 24th, 1929. From this day on, this date would be called Black Thursday. In just 6 hours, Americans lost $14 billion. That lost amount was larger than the entire Canadian economy of that day. Telephones became unusable. The stock exchange lost its function, and communication completely collapsed. Panicking shareholders dumped 13 million shares in sheer panic. But there is a truth very few people know. This collapse began with a single sentence spoken by one man. Newspapers called him Sonny Charlie. He was America's most beloved banker, and he was the one who ignited one of the greatest economic disasters in history. That man's name, Charles Mitchell. The beginning of the Great Depression. The crisis that began on October 24th, 1929, went down in history as the Great Depression. It lasted 10 full years and completely changed the life of an entire generation. 25 million people lost their jobs. 1 out of every 4 Americans became unemployed. 5,000 banks collapsed, and the savings of millions of families vanished. 2 million people became homeless. People began living in shanty towns made of cardboard boxes, mockingly called Hoovervilles. Suicides increased by 30%. In America, which believed itself to be the richest country in the world, people lined up for free bread. So how did this disaster begin? The fake paradise, the Roaring Twenties, the 1920s. One of the brightest periods in American history. Ford automobiles, radios in every home, jazz clubs, rising skyscrapers. Everyone believed prosperity was endless. And right at that moment, one man stepped onto the stage. The man who would turn millions of people's dreams of wealth into a nightmare. Who was the beloved banker? Charles Mitchell. Charles Edwin Mitchell was born in 1877 in Massachusetts, the son of a farming family. No one imagined he would become the most powerful banker in America. In 1919, he took over National City Bank, the largest bank in the country. The bank's assets were $2.7 billion, more than the budgets of many countries at the time. But Mitchell had a revolutionary idea. Every American should be a capitalist. Why should wealth belong only to the wealthy? The stock market is for the people. Until then, the stock market was an elite club. Only 500,000 people in America owned stocks. That was less than 1% of the population. Mitchell opened that door to everyone. In 1920, he founded a subsidiary called National City Company. The goal was simple: sell stocks to everyone who walked into the bank. To someone opening a savings account, this offer was made. Would you like to be a partner in the American dream? People sold their dreams. Mitchell turned selling into an art. Sales psychology, human greed. The dreams of the middle class, specially trained dream sellers, were placed in 69 bank branches. The advertisements were revolutionary for their time. Get rich with just $15 a month. Become a partner of AT&T. Your children will be proud of you. Magazines were full of success stories. A secretary from Ohio got rich in 2 years. A streetcar driver bought a house with dividends. This is where the disaster really begins. But the truly brilliant and deadly move was this: buying stocks on credit. You could buy stocks with only 10% down. The bank loaned you the rest. If you had $100, you could buy $1,000 worth of stock. If stocks rose 20%, $200 profit, you doubled your money. Meanwhile, the money in your bank account earned only $15 a year. The result? Between 1925 to 1929, margin debt rose from $2 billion to $8.5 billion. The number of American shareholders jumped from 500,000 to 10 million. Teachers mortgaged their homes. Farmers sold their livestock. Workers invested their wages in the stock market. A balloon ready to explode in madness. By 1928, Mitchell earned $1.2 million in a single year. That's $20 million in today's money. Newspapers called him the man who democratized Wall Street, but a pyramid built on debt upon debt had formed. Everything depended on prices rising endlessly. In the spring of 1929, the Federal Reserve warned the market is overheating, and then a disaster that began with a single sentence. On March 12, 1929, Charles Mitchell addressed the press. National City Bank will provide the market with all the liquidity it needs. Newspapers ran headlines. Sonny Charlie saves the market. The market recovered, and this was the final phase of madness. Black Tuesday and Black Thursday. On the morning of October 24, 1929, major funds began selling simultaneously. What followed was a domino effect. October 29th, Black Tuesday, $14 billion vanished in a single day. People jumped from bridges, lives ended, a nation collapsed. The outcome of the great disaster and today. Mitchell was put on trial. He was removed from office in disgrace. A symbol of an era became the symbol of greed. But did the system change? Today, 50 million Americans buy stocks from their phones. Margin trading is at record levels. Everyone should be an investor is being said again. The same words, the same mechanism. History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes. The next time you hear promises of easy money, remember Sonny Charlie. Subscribe. We will continue these stories. This is not over yet.